Emily and Alex.
And we go everywhere.
In the summer of 2021, which was just a few months ago, we sold our house and almost everything that we own so that we can travel the world.
And for the past week, we've been in San Miguel de Allende in Mexico. And we're going to tell you now what our impressions are of this amazing place. Among the things we love here is the amazing architecture of the city.
I think it's probably my favorite thing about this city. This city is one of the best preserved examples of Spanish Baroque architecture, and it's unlike anything that I've ever seen because, well, I've never been to Spain either, so.
Me neither.
Or this is like really our first stop in Mexico, so I think we're just officially blown away by the beauty of, you know, all the Spanish and colonial architecture and all of the contemporary Mexican architecture as well.
Definitely. Besides enjoying the beautiful architecture, I think the entire design of the city is just easy to navigate. We've been walking around and I haven't really even looked at this map at all, but have knocked out and lost this entire trip.
And I've just been following Alex. But it really is. It's easy to navigate. Everything is kind of based around the city center, which is the square that we're in right now, the Jardín Principal. And we are standing right in front of the Parroquia de San Miguel Arcangel, which is like the parish church and the icon of San Miguel de Allende. So if you're ever lost, you can just look for the towers and you know where the center of the city is.
That's secretly what I've been doing to find my way around. I just look up and find it, and then I can figure out which direction I'm going.
Take that, Google Maps.
Oh.
So our favorite thing to do here is really just walk around and take in the absolute charm of this city. I mean, cobblestone streets, bright, bold, beautiful colors, lots of flowers, ribbons, decoration, the coolest doorways I've ever seen.
And some very warm and charming people.
Yeah, so not only is it easy to navigate the streets of this city, but it's easy to communicate with people here, even if you don't speak Spanish. We barely speak Spanish. We definitely plan on learning our Spanish.
It is a goal, yes.
We are spending 6 months here. We better learn Spanish day by day. Just being here, we're learning more and more. But it has not stopped us from having great interactions and great communication.
Everyone just seems really appreciative of your attempt. The fact that you're even trying to speak the language and not trying to force our English onto them. They just want to know that, you know, you care enough to try.
Right, and a lot of people do speak English, especially people like servers and people in shops and hotels and things like that. But we still try, and if I can't understand and they say it in English, I will always ask them to repeat it in Spanish, and then I'll repeat it back to them so that, like, I'm learning.
Which I gotta say, I thought that was very considerate of you to do that.
Oh, thanks a lot. I mean, I just, like, it's considerate of them to, you know,
Absolutely.
Make sure that I understand, and then once I do understand, I want to know how to say it in Spanish.
It's a learning process.
Definitely.
Now, our experience hasn't all been, you know, perfect sunshine and rainbows. We have had a couple, you know, irksome issues, and that was pretty much on us, is that our Airbnb is outside of town by about 20 minutes. So it's been an annoyance for us to have to cut our trips short or look for parking sometimes when you're like showing up not at the crack of dawn. We do have a shuttle service that is offered through the complex our Airbnb is, which is a nice perk, but we then are beholden to someone else's driving schedule, and we can't stay into the evenings or get out super early.
right, because the latest pickup time for the shuttle is 4:30 or 5:30 to get you back. Otherwise, we'd be stuck in the city or having to take a taxi all the way back, which would get expensive when the shuttle's free. We have driven into the city 2 days. The other day, we came in the afternoon. It was harder to find parking. We did find parking, but we had to park further out. It was like a 15-minute walk back to the city center, which we were fine with. But today we actually got here before dawn, and we got primo parking because we got here early, and so it was like a 5-minute walk into the city. So
I guess it's up to you. If you want to get lit, stay outside of town and then get up before dawn, parking will be a lot easier. But most people don't. It wasn't a great choice. Well, it was a choice because we had to do the shooting, but it wasn't something I would normally do every day.
Yes, and we are trying not to drive at night while we're in Mexico as much as possible. So, we're not, because we're not staying in the city center, we're not able to experience the city at night. So that's on us, and we know it. Having had this experience, we would recommend, if you plan on spending some time here, that it's definitely worth it to find a place in San Miguel de Allende proper so that you can walk around and experience the city at any time that you want, because ultimately this city is very safe. Like, we've felt very safe and secure here, and not that we would necessarily recommend walking around with a bunch of equipment for
your
filming
money hanging out of your pocket. Yeah,
exactly. You don't want to be a target, but obviously we're walking around with a camera. We're setting up shots on a tripod and things like that. We've had no issues with it. We're doing everything in broad daylight. So we haven't had any issues. We've had nothing more than just a curious glance our way of what are you doing?
Yeah.
We have not felt unsafe. The health and safety in general, everybody's wearing masks.
Everywhere has sanitizer. Every door we've gone in that was like a restaurant or business, so someone actually was offering us hand sanitizer as we walked in. That was very considerate.
They're taking health and safety very seriously. In this city, even outdoors, because the sidewalks are so narrow and you do have to walk close past people sometimes, you can't leave 6 feet. So even outdoors, most people are just always wearing a mask. And so are we, as long as we're,
And you brought something up that I just occurred to me. You said 6 feet in here, and people know that would be 1.5 meters.
Yes.
As a minimum here. And I think actually 2 meters is 6 feet, but they say 1.5 here, and it's even hard to do that outside with these sidewalks.
True. So, we mask up unless we're in an area like this where there's just clearly enough room to walk around us on any side of us, but we felt very safe. Again, we haven't been here at night, so.
All that to be considered.
So, for people who don't habla español, estacionamiento?
Estacionamiento.
Thank you.
Means parking.
Yes. So you might notice the E next to that symbol. When you see the E with like this, it means that there's parking. They're telling you there's public parking. Follow the arrows. And if you see something like that sign, that means no parking.
No estacionamiento. Wait, oops, no, messed it up.
Dang. Our progress is slow going still.
I got overly confident and I got tongue-tied. No estacionamiento. No estacionamiento.
Sí estacionamiento? No estacionamiento.
We're working on it, okay? So one thing that we've noticed about San Miguel de Allende, whether it be good, bad, or neutral, I don't know, it's just a fact.
True.
A lot of the things to do here in this city are consumer-based. So a lot of the activities are to consume something, like food, drinks, shopping, things like spas.
Oh yeah.
You know, For us, it's not quite as much of a draw.
We do enjoy to find the places where you can enjoy the free things in life.
Right. I mean, we are nomadic. We did sell almost everything we own except for our car and a few suitcases and our dog. So we don't have like a lot of room for adding extra things, although I have bought a few things. I bought a hat and a wallet, so like when we shop for very practical things.
Yeah, things that we need, and if it's something we already have, we'll be replacing it.
Exactly. So a shopping type of a trip or vacation is just not personally what we're looking out for. But maybe you are, and if you are,
there are many, many options.
So many options.
So you get to shop around because you might find a better deal somewhere. I don't know.
Exactly. A lot of the stores have the same things and a lot of the same type of things, if not the exact same things. So, you can always shop around and you're bound to find something similar again.
Find the perfect color of that thing you're looking for.
Yes. And so, yeah, things like restaurants, nightlife. We've been eating out like once a day, but we do have a kitchen because we can't eat out every meal. So, we've really enjoyed our experience at restaurants. It's not really why we choose to visit a place. And things like nightlife, we have not experienced.
Well, yeah.
And we did go to a spa for a massage, and it was wonderful.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, I feel like as far as what type of trip or vacation that you want to take, San Miguel de Allende will be a place for relaxation, taking it slow, just walking around, taking it all in, window shopping, actual shopping, having some drinks.
Yeah, and just enjoy the charm of the city. And, well, if you want to enjoy also some things you can consume, they have that in quantity.
In spades.
So, if you've been paying attention to the talk about San Miguel de Allende, you might have heard that some people might call it inauthentic.
Yeah, there seems to be an opinion that it's been kind of taken over by an expat community or taken over by tourism. And while there are aspects of this city that do cater to expats and to tourism, I don't know, we feel like it's still a pretty authentic Mexican experience.
Yes, it does. I don't feel like I'm not in Mexico when I come through here.
Absolutely not. We've still encountered a majority people who are residents here. Those are the people that you see on the streets day after day, especially when we're up early today.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much the only tourists out today this early in the morning. So.
And I want to clarify that when we say tourists, we don't just mean international tourists. We do see a lot of, presumably Latin Mexican tourists also taking advantage of the beautiful sights and consumables of the city.
Yeah, it's not only an international destination, it's a national destination for Mexicans as well. Now, all that being said, this is the first major city in Mexico that we have spent more than one day in. So
yeah, we've actually got to explore it.
Yes, so we've spent 10 days here total. So right now to us, yeah, it feels authentic Mexico. It is the first city we've spent time in, so maybe our opinion about that will change as we travel through Mexico for the next 6 months, but
I honestly don't think so, because I know it is your first trip to this country. I have come here, not to the city, but to more Baja California as a child, being a Los Angelino, and it feels very much like Mexico to me.
And you even said that the places that you had been as a child kind of felt more tourist focused and
Absolutely.
consumer driven
Yes.
than even San Miguel de Allende feels to us today.
Yeah, for context, I've been to Tijuana, I've been to Rosarito Beach, I've been to Ensenada, and those places I feel are definitely tourist-driven economies of the city, and they take the correct advantage of that.
Yeah, and definitely I am sure the economy here relies heavily on tourism if you're looking at it from that economic standpoint.
As would any destination
As would
in
any
country.
destination, but like for us, we're never shying away from doing the quote unquote touristy things because there's a reason why people do them, you guys, because they're fantastic.
Right? And sometimes it's your only chance to go there and experience that.
Yeah.
Well, another thing we do love about San Miguel de Allende is the food, the cuisine of the city.
So good. Every meal we've had has been
Muy delicioso.
so good. And the main difference that we've noticed being from the United States versus eating food here is that everything that we have had has been so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And we both have food allergies, and it has been super easy to eat here with food allergies.
Yes. The meal I had today was delicious. I had a chilaquiles, a verde chilaquiles, sin leche, meaning no milk, because I don't eat milk products, and they accommodated that perfectly well for me. It had fresh avocado on it, some fresh cherry tomatoes. So good. And even with all the sauce on it, the chips were still crispy for every bite to the last bite for me, which I enjoyed.
And I am allergic to milk, eggs, and gluten, strawberries, and a few nuts. But I was able to have a gluten-free and vegana, sin gluten and vegana dish for brunch today with fresh avocado, some salad, some fried potatoes, and also had a mimosa verde, which I have never had before. But it, instead of just having orange juice, the juice was pineapple juice, spinach, and celery, all juiced together with some champagne. So it was a very different type of mimosa.
Mm-hmm. And I had a brunch margarita for myself, which was a Clásico Limón, which is, a lime margarita on the rocks, but I actually had it with mezcal instead of tequila, so it had a great smoky flavor to it, which I am thoroughly enjoying.
Yeah, so we have not had a bad meal yet. Another thing that we've noticed about the cuisine in San Miguel de Allende, as far as options, there's so many cuisines from so many different places.
Yeah, we had a Lebanese meal while we were here. There's been multiple Italian restaurants. I even saw a Japanese restaurant that we walked by. So there is not a lack of variety here. There is muy variety.
See?
I think it's the wrong word for it. There's a lot of variety.
We'll learn that one.
Yes.
Whew. So we're back at our car where we parked at this overlook, and we just walked from down there to up here.
And it was steep.
Whew.
Hard to do. Had to take mask breaks just between people walking by.
Yeah, it really warmed up, and it was supposed to start raining earlier this afternoon, so
we dressed for cold rain.
Yeah, and it really warmed up and cleared up, and it's supposed to start raining later, but
hard to believe.
So we got lots of unexpected sun on our last day exploring San Miguel de Allende.
And I gotta say, even with the steep hill climb and the heat, it's been a treat.
It's been a gorgeous little aperitif.
Oh, and if you haven't already watched our previous video, I'm going to put a link to it up here where you can see where Emily went and
bought herself a new waleta, and today I actually found my own. A little coin purse waleta. It's put away right now, but I will show you a picture of it. It'll pop up probably over here somewhere.
I'll make him model it.
Okay, my model, my waleta. I'm not sure how, I will figure that one out. So thanks for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe if you want to see more of our adventures from the beginning to future trips that we're going to be having in this great country of Mexico. Like the video, please, if you do. And
follow along. Hey, guess where we're going next?
did you guess? Okay, I'll just tell you. Ciudad de Mexico.
Did you get it right?
If you don't know what that is, it's Mexico City.